I haven't been on this whole time, have I? Well, it's to be expected in life. Hi, I'm David Reimer. Now you can hear me. It's the 12th of March, 2021, 5:13 p.m. We have a confirmed tornado about 7 to 8 miles west of Interstate 27, southwest of Abernathy. Social media has been filled with pictures of this tornado over the last 5 to 10 minutes. This is going to be a tornado warning for northern Lubbock and southern Hale counties. This does not include Hale Center. This does not include any part of the city of Lubbock. This does not include shallow water. This does not include places like Plainview. This is specifically for southern Hale and northern Lubbock counties. This is going to be roughly from New Deal on the south side up to about Alley on the north side. Now, the good news is, as we switch back from the the how hard it's raining mode to the which way the wind is blowing mode, the circulation has weakened considerably. This is likely what was a short-lived tornado that occurred because we had a cell merger. And that cell merger likely helped briefly enhance low-level vorticity and that spin, which allowed a tornado to form. The good news is we haven't received any new tornado reports over the last few minutes. And it looks like this tornado may have lifted. However, it could also just be rain-wrapped. So, again, we're here because we had a brief tornado occur about 3 miles east of Roundup and about 1 to 2 miles north of Highway 84. This was north of Shallow Water, east of Ann, east of Roundup. This severe storm, capable of not only producing a tornado, but quarter to half-dollar size hail, is moving northeast at about, this has it at about 35 miles an hour, which sounds right. I am hopeful that this tornado warning will expire soon based off the weakened low-level velocity scan. That being said, the storm's already produced one tornado. We're going to need to see if this is going to become a cyclic process where one tornado dissipates and another is able to form, or if, at least for the short term, this tornado was a fluke and occurred because we had a cell merger briefly enhance low-level vorticity and low-level spin. That being said, for the entirety of West Texas and the southern Texas panhandle, let me go ahead and pull it up, we have a tornado watch in place through about 9 p.m. this evening. I gotta click on buttons to make the buttons appear. Let me go ahead and turn off the radar. You can see the red background box. That's a tornado watch through about 9 p.m. this evening. It includes places like Hereford, Canyon, Clarendon, Childress, all the way south to Brownfield and Post. This includes Lubbock. This includes portions of eastern New Mexico. This tornado watch runs south of Interstate 40. A few stronger storms are possible later tonight across the northern Texas panhandle, but temperatures, at least at the surface, are in the 40s to low 50s. So we're not worried about tornadoes up there. We could still have some hail. The primary concern for surface-based supercellular thunderstorms and the potential for a few tornadoes in addition to really big hail is the threat of, these surface-based individual supercells. And we have one in progress west of Abernathy, north of Lubbock. We do note a couple storms trying to fire up around Lubbock proper at the moment, but they are not severe at this point. We do anticipate additional thunderstorms will develop over the next few hours as upper-level lift increases across West Texas. And we see additional storms get going. All right. So you can see we do have storms trying to fire up down by Brownfield. That's not severe. We have a storm southwest of Cress. Interesting reflectivity signature for sure, but it's pretty largetic, whatever. It's pretty small-looking storm. But we'll have to keep an eye on it. There's definitely a lot of wind shear in place this afternoon, helping to create rotating updrafts, at least once storms are actually able to maintain themselves. Now, we do have additional storms firing in eastern New Mexico. Let's go ahead and take a look at those real quick while we are here. Sounds like the tornado down northeast of Shallow Water has lifted for the time being, which is good. And we'll take another look at that storm in just a moment. But we do have a couple thunderstorms in eastern New Mexico. Some of these do look interesting in terms of storm structure and the potential for being supercellular. We'll have to see what these do. They could become severe with some hail and move eastward into the Panhandle and West Texas over the next couple of hours. We do expect additional storms to develop over the next few hours, too. We'll take a look at the storm trying to fire up southeast of Lubbock. Let me go ahead and turn off the watch. You could see maybe some small hail on 82 near Idalou. That'll be moving northeast quickly towards Floydada over the next 1 hour. But our main focus is on the current most intense thunderstorm, which is this supercell approaching Interstate 27 near Abernathy and Alley. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the which way the wind is blowing mode. You can see this isn't your classic tornado signature. Let me go ahead and loop this over the last couple of minutes, and you'll see about 20 minutes ago we had a very strong circulation develop just north of Highway 84, north of Shallow Water, and that's when spotters and chasers visually confirmed a tornado. That tornado was down for a few minutes and then apparently lifted. The circulation, as you can see over the last couple scans, looks much less organized, and that's good in terms of the fact we probably don't have a tornado right now. But the storm could still spin back up. That being said, does it look like it's doing that right now? Not really, but at the same time, it doesn't really take long for storms to spin up, as the last 20 minutes have clearly shown. So we're going to keep an eye on it, and we'll also be watching for the potential for additional severe weather warnings over the next few hours. So again, no travel is recommended on Interstate 27 between, let's just go ahead and say, Underwood, which is about 4 to 5 miles south of Hale Center, and then on the south side, we don't want anyone going north of New Deal at this point. In a larger scope, you might as well just say no travel between the north side of Lubbock and Hale Center for about the next 20 minutes. Once this thunderstorm moves east of Interstate 27, you can go about your day, no problem. Additional storms are possible later this evening with some hail, some gusty winds, and maybe a tornado, but at this point, nothing else is showing up. We do see that little blip going up north of Littlefield. Again, we'll be watching for additional storms to develop over the next few hours. One southwest of Tahoka, southeast of Brownfield, and we're watching one fire up near Idalou, moving up northeast towards Floydada. Left split supercell northwest of Plainview. You can see that's moving more northeast versus northeast or east. That's what we call a left split supercell. The right split supercell is the one that is now approaching Abernathy and produced a tornado about 10 minutes ago. In addition to the tornado, this storm is also capable of producing quarter to golf ball size hail. You can see a pretty good hail core showing up about 2 to 3 miles west of Abernathy. It's going to be crossing the interstate within a few minutes. That's going to be Interstate 27. We'll go ahead and see if the radar has got a good guess on estimated hail size. The radar's guessing we have about ping pong to golf ball size hail. By the time that melts a bit, it reaches the surface, it's probably closer to quarter to ping pong ball. We haven't had any recent reports of hail. The largest we've heard about was quarter size hail. And that was about 15 minutes ago. But nevertheless, I'd expect some quarter to golf ball size hail to cross Interstate 27 over the next few minutes. Now, that's an interesting color scheme, isn't it? Don't you love it when the radar does weird stuff? So that is what we have going on right now. Sorry, I'm doing some housekeeping. Alright, storm is about to cross Interstate 27. There remains a tornado warning in effect for far northern Lubbock and southern Hale County. And this does not include the city of Lubbock. This does not include Hale Center. This does not include Plainville. This is a relatively small polygon. Weather warnings have not been county-based in over 10 years now. They're issued by polygons, which means small parts of counties. In this case, you can see Lubbock County right here, Hale County up here, both relatively large counties, or at least real estate sizes. This polygon only has a fraction of each county, which is why you might be having alarms and sirens going off, but in reality, this tornado warning is concentrated right around Abernathy up to Alley on Interstate 27. Folks north, folks south, you're not under any warning right now. So, that is the good news. This storm continues to show some rotation, definitely not as organized as it was about 15 minutes ago at this point, but the storm does seem to be reorganizing somewhat. You can see a bit of an inflow notch right over Abernathy, down Interstate 27, probably a pretty good rear flank downdraft, or winds coming down on the backside of the circulation, mixing down to the surface, and those could be 50 to 65 miles an hour. We'll watch and see if this storm is able to organize more in the rotation department, but the good news is for now, and I stress for now, this thunderstorm has fairly mediocre low-level rotation. Now that could change quickly. It only takes about 45 seconds for something to go from mediocre to, oh look, there's a tornado in the field next to me. Yes, that's happened to me before. No, it was not a fun experience, and yes, I may have screamed like a 5-year-old girl. But the good news is, for the moment, at least, we have calmed down a bit. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to take a break from the live coverage, but we'll be back if necessary, and I'm sure we'll be back a few more times this evening. You can keep an eye on the weather radar with our free interactive weather radar over on our website at texasstormchasers.com/radar, or you can just go download our free mobile app and have the radar directly on your phone. You can just search for Texas Storm Chasers in your favorite app store, or just go to texasweather.app, and you can get the app that way too. So, I'm David Reimer at the Texas Storm Chasers. We'll be back in a bit. A tornado watch remains in place for the southern Texas Panhandle and West Texas through 9 p.m.